And why is Skybridge a $3.5 billion fund backing Casper Labs, along with Al Mascari Holdings related to the royal family in Abu Dhabi? And why did Google Cloud actually approach Casper Labs themselves to add them to their portfolio? Now we know that Casper Labs has quite the enterprise and government pipeline today, with some applications already in development. And Anthony Scaramucci, the founder of Skybridge, goes on to say in quotes, "I'm excited to see Casper further penetrate the Fortune 2000, a process in which I know can be a significant ally. If Casper can secure relationships with even 50 of these firms, it will become the industry standard." Let's get into it. Hey, what is up guys? Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. I really hope you enjoy this one, and let's kick it off, starting off with Casper Labs. So as we know, Skybridge Capital, this fund is worth $3.5 billion, and Anthony Scaramucci, the founder, on why he partnered with Casper Labs, and what most excites him about Casper. Now, Skybridge Capital has one of the most impressive Rolodexes in the enterprise space, specifically for Fortune 50, 500, even 2,000 customers. Now we know they partnered with Skybridge Capital. You guys are also aware of Al Mascari Holdings, which is massive within itself. And to those of you that have already been subscribed to the channel for a long time, you're well aware of the global connections that Casper has. They have connections throughout Asia, connections to governments within India. We have basically the entire European Union in tandem with the Middle East. So just to go over a few things, what excites you most about Casper? And this is the founder of Skybridge, a $3.5 billion fund. We also know Tim Draper, another billionaire. His fund is also backing Casper. It's a platform built to usher in the next generation of enterprise software, which will be highly reliant on authentication, verification, and decentralization. Now, XRP HBAR, I see XRP as a payments use case initially. I see HBAR as a very interesting enterprise DAO. It's also one of my largest holdings, but I have a lot more Casper than I do HBAR. Because of the price chart, the current tokenomics where we're at, HBAR's supply is a lot larger than Casper. For Casper to even get to that token supply, that's still 10 plus years from today. And for a little perspective, because I see a lot of cartoon characters on Twitter that are just bashing Casper and they haven't done 5 minutes of research. You have to understand that ADA or Cardano went from under 2 cents to over $3 last bull run. And we've shown this before, but if you go to the Cardano price chart and look at its current market cap and the circulating supply at the time when Cardano was over $3, an $80 to $90 billion market cap. The circulating supply was roughly 3 times larger than Casper's supply today. So for somebody to say that Casper the token cannot reach a couple dollars over the long term is absolutely ignorance. If it simply reached what Cardano's previous market cap was, and that's roughly a $7 plus Casper today. So over the long term, it's absolutely possible, but we have a long way to go. Casper is yet to even experience a true bull run, and we're still not listed on a variety of tier 1 exchanges. Even though that Casper Labs is speaking at Paris Blockchain Week right now up until the 24th with Ripple, we have Hedera, we have KuCoin, Crypto.com, Coinbase, their partner Google Cloud, MetaMask, and AWS. So Anthony goes on to say, nobody is tackling these areas with the level of specificity and technological prowess that I've seen from the Casper Labs team. This really jumped out to my research team as we are looking deeper into Casper ahead of formalizing this partnership. Casper Labs gets how enterprises work, and I absolutely love this video of Meta Parlikar right here. This is on Rektivojek's YouTube channel, and this, I believe, was either today or yesterday. So the CTO of Casper speaking at Paris Blockchain Week, how to onboard the next 1 million blockchain users. She talks about her previous work experience. She understands enterprise adoption in the technology stack. And she also mentions her previous work history when they had to update about 35,000 servers in a data center. She talks about transactions per second and how it can be very misleading. Now, a personal note for myself, you also know that Solana, SOL, often misled investors about their actual throughput in transactions per second. In this presentation, Meta does an amazing job going through TPS and security, and having modular architecture so that enterprises can plug and play immediately. And please remember that Casper Network will be capable of sharding to increase their throughput in transactions per second to the max. So I have King Wolf right here, and FYI, there have been a variety of people from Casper saying this during presentations. So Casper has all the features of ETH 3.0 that is already live today. It has the capabilities now that Ethereum is planning for in the next 5 years. So if there were an ETH killer, Casper would definitely be one of the true contenders. However, I believe in a multi-chain future. I believe, or at least I hope, that Ethereum will be fine. We know that Bitcoin last bull run surpassed a $1 trillion market capitalization. Could Ethereum in the future surpass a $1 trillion market cap? Absolutely. What happens if Casper gets 5 or even 10% of that market capitalization for enterprise adoption? So looking at Bitcoin, we're at $500 billion market cap. We have Ethereum at 200 billion. And remember that Ethereum's all-time high market cap was over 540 billion. So $500 billion. So hypothetically, if Ethereum someday reached a $10,000 token and surpassed a $1 trillion market cap, because if anything deserves it, I think ETH deserves it over Bitcoin, since it is not only Bitcoin, but it has smart contract capability, plenty of decentralized applications. It's not perfect, but in my opinion has more utility than Bitcoin. Now I know that Bitcoin is scarce, it has its own value as a store of value, but I just wanted to make that point. So if Ethereum someday reached a $1 trillion market cap, a mere 5x from here, and Casper, for this example, reached just 5%. Let's be conservative instead of 10. Let's say it reached 5% of a $1 trillion market cap. Just a little slice off Ethereum, 5% may be used for enterprise applications. It could be way bigger. It would take Casper, the CSPR token, to about a $50 billion market cap, comparable with BNB right here, which is today. Now, if you go back to 2021, during the altcoin market high, you could see a variety of assets in the top 10, top 20, close to or above a $50 billion market cap. Just want to remind you that this number is not crazy at all over the long term with true adoption. Now, if Casper even reached a $50 billion market cap, which is equivalent to BNB's market cap today, that is over a 100x return. So anyways, back here, they've built an impressive product that caters directly to that reality. It's why I believe they're poised to be the industry standard as enterprises continue to adopt blockchain on a grander scale. Nobody is tackling these areas. And there's still this great underlying efficiency that businesses can realize from deploying blockchain tech. Talking about Casper helping businesses, I believe it will be a big part of the narrative that comes out of this current cycle. Taking a quick look at Skybridge, you guys already know, a $3.5 billion fund, as you can see right there in assets today. And we can see they have a conference called SALT, S-A-L-T, a global thought leadership and network forum that brings together some of the brightest minds from both the private and public sectors, discussing finance, tech, public policy, and more. Currently, we host annual events in New York, Abu Dhabi, and Singapore. Some of the world's largest companies along with government leaders. And FYI, Casper already has obvious connections to several governments, as we've covered. And the founder of this fund says, "I'm especially excited to be able to open this network up to Casper as part of our partnership." Enterprise leaders get paid not to fail. With newer and emerging technologies, the risk of failure is high, which is why you won't ever see their segment leading technology adoption curves. However, these leaders are equally charged with pursuing cost and time savings, reducing paperwork, and driving new efficiencies, all of which drive a healthier bottom line. The most effective way to do this is by deploying new technology. Blockchain is through the early adoption period. For all of the doom and gloom headlines, we're actually seeing the most meaningful uptick in real adoption to date this year. Props to everybody building during a bear market. And according to a Casper Labs study, 87% of C-suite leaders plan to invest in blockchain tech in 2023. So when other C-suite leaders are at the annual SALT event for Skybridge, are at anything held by El Mascari Holdings, are at Paris Blockchain Week where Casper is now. Casper was also a few months back at Euro Finance Week, I believe in Germany. They're at Blockchain Hub in Davos for 2 years in a row. And we know that Casper Labs said they have a bunch of NDAs with Fortune 500 customers. Some are coming. We also had Renal in yesterday's video pointing out that another Fortune 50 customer is coming out soon. The herd is beginning to move in this direction, which presents tremendous opportunity for a company like Casper Labs. And it's driving real adoption and more efficiency. This is what leads to truly exponential S-curve adoption. So Anthony says, "I'm excited to see Casper further penetrate the Fortune 2000, a process in which I know can be a significant ally. If Casper can secure relationships with even 50 of these firms, it will become an industry standard." Now we already know some huge names such as IBM and Google, but who else could they be working with? This was shared by Rekt Vojak. Now this was at Blockchain Hub Davos 2022. Remember, they just presented back in January 2023. And we can see Casper Labs alongside Verizon, another massive telecom. We have the exchange Kraken, still not listed on Kraken, which is super weird. We have Nucleus Finance, which is absolutely massive. We have Sarsen Funds. We have WiseArt, I believe related to WiseKey. We have AWS, Amazon Web Services. We have IBM. We have IPW, of course. And we also have State Street, one of the world's largest custodians in the world. And they do have a digital asset sector. So could we see Casper added to this portfolio at some point? I personally believe so. We already know that Fidelity is opening the doors for institutions to purchase Bitcoin and Ether, and eventually they're going to add additional networks. And I just love seeing those terms, the industry standard for enterprise adoption with upgradability. There is not a single layer 1 in this entire space doing what Casper is doing. And yes, I like HBAR and I'm confident for its future too, but Casper is entirely unique. And keep in mind, I still believe in HBAR. I actually purchased HBAR the day of launch on its first exchange in 2019. But I also don't want to put all my eggs in a single basket. I also believe that the future is going to be multi-chain, and I believe there could be several smart contract platforms that actually work with enterprises and governments. Just like Google and IBM, they're both on Hedera's governing council, but they're also working with Casper. So they're working on some features with Hedera, which is super interesting. But we also have to pay attention to why IBM is only choosing Casper with Hyperledger, because with Casper Labs, they are testing the hybrid features, not just the public, but utilizing a hybrid network and a private network. We already saw last year some demos of Casper Labs, IBM, and Hyperledger doing some bond transactions. So Anthony says, better products get adopted, plain and simple. 100 years ago, people saw horseless carriages as a passing fad. And that's the same thing with blockchain and Web3 and anything in between. Slowly, then quickly. They recognized that cars were more efficient and adoption exploded exponentially. So guys, for anybody that would like to test out the Casper Wallet beta, you can visit casperwallet.io or follow them at Casper_wallet. You can take the beta. It is currently, I think, available on Firefox, Safari, and Chrome, and it's still in the testing phase. The plan is to actually roll out a mobile application that will have some super unique features, and I'm super excited. You guys know I love Hashpack for HBAR, and no, I'm not affiliated with them. I just like the wallet, and I think it's genuinely one of the easiest wallets for anybody new to crypto to use. So I basically imagine Casper Wallet, after some new updates in the future, will basically be the Hashpack of Casper Network, where it's just a mobile application. You can stake or delegate right within the wallet. You can view your NFTs. You can connect to other dApps. Just easy peasy. So I've taken the beta, and everybody can take the beta up until, I believe, March 29th. And the cool thing is, if you take the beta, you do a few test things for them, and you submit your feedback, you also get a participation NFT. So once again, just go to Twitter at Casper_wallet or this website, and you can take this beta. And if you guys are curious, there's a great YouTube video right here, Open Beta Trial. This is by The X Frontier, a great YouTube channel, and this is the new Casper Network wallet, Open Beta, exclusive NFT. So he breaks it down, shows you exactly what to do if you guys are curious. And remember how Casper Network solves the trilemma or the blockchain trilemma of security, decentralization, and scalability. How can you increase all of these three categories as much as possible without actually weakening the other? So if you guys want to read more about this, I also retweeted it, and just to also touch on sharding. So proof of stake enables scalability mechanisms like sharding, a forthcoming feature to allow the network to process multiple transactions simultaneously, improving overall throughput. And please take a look at Casper Labs building ZK proofs or zero knowledge proofs. Any legitimate layer 1 that wants enterprise adoption will have to offer this technology. My question would be, why are some of the largest funds in the world actually backing Casper Labs, a $3.5 billion fund, another one joining as a strategic partner for Casper? If you've seen where Casper's presented and actually just watched some of these presentations, I think your mind would be blown. So I welcome all criticism to Casper. I just believe it's a lot more legitimate than a lot of the garbage in the crypto space today. We also have WiseKey, Wise.art using Casper to power Wise.art, its unique digital identification NFT platform for collectible in the luxury market. And you guys already know, data stored in the Casper blockchain. We can see WiseSat.space constellation launched with SpaceX. Just covering this again because WiseKey, WiseSat, WiseArt all connected with Casper. And this is still recent. They just spoke a couple months back at Davos. Now, if you guys have time, please watch this video of Meta Parlikar. There is so much information, and if you do hold Casper, I encourage you to watch this video. Do not just rely on my videos or somebody's tweets. You really have to dive in and listen to the people directly from Casper. And last but not least, guys, we have iTrustCapital linked in the top of the YouTube video description. You can create a completely free account. If you use this link and you fund your account, you also get a $100 funding reward. With their new partnership with Fortress, they're going to be adding dozens of assets in the future, which is super exciting. And as shared in previous videos, just besides a couple dozen crypto assets and precious metals for tax-free investing and trading 24/7, 365, they're going to be adding options for private placement in tokenized real estate or fractionalized real estate opportunities. So once again, I've had an iTrustCapital account since January of 2020. I was previously with another crypto provider. And taking advantage of 0% tax and 0% capital gains during a bull run is life-changing within itself. You don't have to hold any stablecoins. What I like is anytime I want to get out of the market, I can hold a US dollar directly. So they were unaffected by all of the black swans that have happened over the past 2 years. iTrustCapital is a $1 billion company. Definitely take a look. Links in the video description. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate if you could hit the like button, let me know your thoughts down below, and my link tree is linked in the top of this YouTube video description, with all links, crypto resources, and discounts. I'll catch you in the next one.